Hello, my name is Candice and I handle the design part of the business.
My name is Margaret and I handle the marketing part of the business.
We used to be lost in law school and now we are found in freelancing.
Okay, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff here. Freelancing, branding, business, pricing, mindset, productivity, how to get your clients.
Oh my god, you talk too much.
Okay, we're not starting yet, right?
Can we just tell them what the podcast title is?
This is Article and Design,
a podcast made by Filipino Freelancers
for Filipino Freelancers. Hi guys, so we're back in season 2. So for this first episode of season 2, we're going to discuss how to start freelancing while still working full-time. So this topic, guys, we have discussed this actually in the previous episodes. Actually, this is our first ever episode for Super Freelancers PH podcast natin. And then this episode is actually, this is the one that we receive a lot of positive feedback. So that's why nag-decide kami na we're going to revisit this one and elaborate more because we receive a lot of feedback na positive and some questions. So yeah, Kansas and I were going to details, but we suggest, guys, if you listen to this episode, please listen first dun sa season 1, episode 1. Yung original episode nito. Right, Candice?
Yes.
So yeah, we're back. Margaret and Candice pala.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. So yeah, guys. So let's start. Let's dive in. We prepared 7 tips actually on how to start freelancing while still working full time. So what is our number 1 tip, Candice? If para to sa mga nag-work full time, then gusto nila magsimula ng freelancing nila.
Okay, so number 1 is to define your goals. So, kailangan mo mag-decide kung ano ba talaga yung gusto mo ma-accomplish and the reason why you wanted to do freelancing or to start your own freelancing business. So, if you're working full-time, you have to always remind yourself the reason why you want to start your freelancing business, and you have to be disciplined with your schedule. For example, the reason would be you want to quit your full-time job. So, in one word, the reason why you want to pursue freelancing is to have your own freedom. Freedom sa location, freedom sa financial abundance, and freedom in all aspects. For example, you're working 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So, you're in a full-time job. So, syempre, within the time, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., it's not really advisable to do freelancing work in between kasi it's not strategic to do that, and it won't even be productive. In a way, magiging counterproductive pa siya. What you can do is to manage your time properly. So 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., focus ka lang sa full-time job mo. And then by the time you get home, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., you do your rest, do your dinner, spend time with your family. So sa 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. mo, you set those times as your freelancing hours. So after your freelancing hours, let's say around 11 p.m. to 12 midnight, you can squeeze a little bit of quality time or your exercise. Do you rest before you sleep, or you relax before you sleep, or you exercise para it's also beneficial for your health. Yung sinasabi naming freelancing hours na 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., you should honor that as your sole time or 3 hour to really work for your freelancing business. So in those times, you devote it for your side hustle or your freelancing business. And then if meron mang mga distractions, for example, you have kids or siguro may iba kang family members, so you just need to inform them or remind them that you are working during those times para less distractions and you can actually focus on your work.
So yeah, that's it, guys. Define your goals first and foremost and set aside a time, right? So number 2 is identifying your skills and profitable niche. So this is really important, guys, na paano ka mag-freelancing kung hindi mo naman gagawin mo, diba? So what we suggest is, lagi kasing question sa amin wala naman akong skill for freelancing. No, actually may skill ka, diba? What you're going to do is to determine and assess which niche feeling mo is you're going to be able to stand out and do the work better. Yun yung easier Yung feeling mo na may skill ka na doon. Okay? So for example, the easiest way to create your side hustle is to find one thing that you're good at. Okay? And then you figure it out paano mo siya mataturn into a freelancing business mo or side hustle. Okay? For example, you're an accountant right now. So accountant ka, so you're working in a full-time job as a firm as an accountant. So paano ka mag-turn ng side hustle from that? Okay? From what you're good at. You can actually, you already have a skill. So you can do bookkeeping, guys. So what we suggest is you turn that into side hustle. Okay. So you can do bookkeeping or consultation for freelancers during your spare time. So bakit sinasuggest namin na yung skills na you're good at? Kasi para wala ng learning curve na mangyayari. Okay? Wala nang learning curve na accountant ka pero gusto mo ng graphic design sa ngayon. What is the most logical thing for you to do is actually, yung side hustle mo is actually do bookkeeping. Okay? If your goal is to really want to earn extra money. But if yung goal mo is to actually to learn a new hobby or learn a new skill and start it as a side hustle, like accountant ka, then gusto mo maging graphic designer, then for whatever it's worth, edi gawin mong ganun. Pero yun nga, may learning curve yun, diba? So yun, yun yung sinasuggest namin. So you just need to expand your reach beyond your full-time job. Just make sure you have communicated this with your family, or you have communicated this actually with your employers na walang conflict of interest. Okay? Na sasabihin mo na may gagawin ako side hustle. All right?
Okay, next, if you have already established or chosen kung ano yung niche mo, you need to build your own website and showcase your portfolio. So we mentioned last time that if you can build your own website or hire someone to do it, please do so. This is the most professional way of building your portfolio. So, portfolio is actually the bread and butter of all freelancers. So you really need to invest on it, especially if you are in the freelancing business in the long haul. But however, if siguro sa mga first few months mo of being a freelancer, you can't really afford to have a website, you can always show your portfolio through a Facebook fan page or your Instagram page or Behance or Dribble. There are other alternatives if you still can't afford your website. What would matter is that you will have your own portfolio right away.
So if you're curious about the Super Freelancers course, which is a course for Filipino freelancers on how to fast-track your freelancing career in 21 steps, we have something for you as our podcast listener. Please go to articleanddesign.com/enroll-here to be the first to know when we launch and get 500 pesos discount code on the upcoming course. This is exclusive for our podcast listeners only. So thanks for taking your time.
Guys, is market yourself as well as the skills and services you can provide. So marketing, okay, operative word, marketing. So ito yung nanihirapan tayo, but guys, this is very, very important. Even if you're an introvert or extrovert, if you wanted to build your freelancing business, you have to learn how to market yourself. So first is you have to learn how to pitch yourself. So practice answering questions when someone asks you, what do you do? Okay? Not your full-time job, but yung freelancing mo. So, for example, yung example namin kanina, if you wanted to do freelancing as a bookkeeper for small business owners or sa mga freelancers, so kailangan mo i-practice na paano mo sasagutin yun. Ano bang ginagawa mo sa freelancing? So, you need to practice that one. Okay? So, you have to know your strengths, guys, as well, and sell them. So, you have to focus on the benefits that the clients will get and how you will transform their business if they hire you. Okay? So, you have to create services as well. For example, you just have to create, I do bookkeeping for Filipino freelancers. Okay. And you have to put a price on it. Kaagad. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just simple. Start with a simple service. So magkano yun? Sabihin natin na you do bookkeeping sa mga Filipino freelancers, sabihin natin na, for example, 5,000 pesos, to just check your taxes and etc. tax return. So start as simple as you can, guys. Don't overthink this process kasi masisira ka talaga kung mag-overthink ka. Just start before you're ready, okay? So, or also, another example is, say you've decided to become a freelance writer. What you can do is actually create a service, say, ghostwriting for fiction writers, okay? Gawa ka kagad, lagyan mo ng price. So, $100 for 1,000 words. That's it. So start with it, because along your journey, you can develop other services. All right. So market yourself, learn how to pitch, create your service, and put a price on it. Then that's it. That's the only first initial thing you actually need.
All right. And then after you market yourself, of course, you have to be a networker.
Mhm.
You should be a networker and not a loner. I know that a lot of freelancers, especially yung mga nakilala namin, they are all introverts, but in one way or another, we really need to do some networking in order for us to get freelancing gigs. So you will need help, or you will need to network with some other freelancers to give you some exposure or to help you with building your freelancing business. So one example of networking is joining groups in Facebook and LinkedIn that are related to your niche. But you really have to be careful in networking because some of the groups there are actually very prone to scam, and they can drain you and they can really exhaust you. Be very careful with the groups that you choose to join, especially also with the people that you're going to connect with. And just bear in mind to just follow your intuition and avoid toxic groups and limit the groups that you are joining.
So one group that we highly suggest is Super Freelancers PH.
Yes.
So magbubuhat na kami ng bangko dito, no? So just find us on our Facebook group, guys, Super Freelancers PH, and we are very our group is actually really harmless. So there are nice people there. So just please join. You're very welcome. So yeah, number 6 step, guys, is you have to choose your first clients carefully. Bakit napaka-importante ng first clients? Kasi bakit? Ito kasi yung magbibigay sa'yo ng idea na kung magugustuhan mo ba talaga yung freelancing or yung side hustle mo. Kasi baka mamaya, first mo pa lang, naka-encounter ka na ng clients from hell, then, well, hindi mo na talaga ipagpapatuloy yung freelancing mo, di ba? As much as you can, actually, you have to choose your first clients carefully. So, because you have a very limited amount of time to source new clients, you have to you need to get the most out of the clients you bring on. So, for example, you decided to create your Fiverr or Upwork account, guys, to get clients. Gusto mo mag-start din sa mga gig platforms. So, ang gagawin mo, you should be able to filter the clients based on their profiles. So, titingnan mo rin yung mga profiles nila, yung mga reviews sa kanila, if you actually wanted to work with that client, diba? That's it. One thing to filter them. So, also another thing, if you wanted to create relationships through groups and develop opportunities sa mga like-minded people, is you need to check the people or the potential clients or prospect that you're reaching out if they have a good reputation. So paano? Most of the info right now about us sa mga tao, nakikita natin online, di ba? Available na siya online. So you can actually just click the profile of your prospect client and tingnan mo, di ba? Baka mamaya, ano pala yun, scam, or baka mamaya, whatever, di ba? Ang pinagagawa niya. So you just try as much as you can, you filter. Okay? If my good stalking skills kayo, then that would be really helpful in this case. Diba? And if you plan to prospect through LinkedIn, you have to choose your connections carefully. Okay? So the goal sa LinkedIn, guys, is to create a network na that is related to your niche. Huwag ka basta-basta mag-accept or mag-reach out sa mga hindi related sa niche mo. For example, your niche is accounting. So you have to create a similar network of people there. Or yung target market mo is Filipino freelancers, then you create a network of Filipino freelancers. Okay? Baka mamaya, ang tinatarget mo mga basketball players or whatsoever na mga hindi related sa niche mo. Kasi sayang eh. Because in LinkedIn, what we're after is good and quality connections. Alright? So, in our Super Freelancers PH group, we have a few tips on actually how to get clients right away. If you just want to try your marketing skills, eto. Outside of what we mentioned, eto yung parang pwede mong magawa kaagad-agad. So we mentioned the lead networking. using the hot, warm, and cold leads approach. So hot leads is that the people that you know firsthand. Okay? Yung kilala mo siya talaga. So you can ask, example, your family members or your friend has a business na baka kailangan nila ng website, kailangan nila ng help sa accounting, kailangan nila ng graphic design, ng logo. So you ask them na gusto niyo ba gawin ko kayo? Because I'm starting my side hustle. I'm gonna give you this discount price. Okay, that's hot lead. Then next, guys, is warm leads. So these are the people na hindi directly connected sa'yo or hindi mo directly kilala, pero may like common denominator kayo, di ba? Like may common friends kayo or kilala siya ng mom mo or kilala siya ng asawa mo or ng friend mo. So pag nakita mo na parang may business siya, then you can actually tap that person. At least madali nila yung communication, di ba? This is like a third-party connection. All right. So cold leads, guys. This is a cold, talagang total stranger. So, for example, you may frequent a coffee shop near your place. Pupunta ka dun lagi. May suki ka. Or sa suking tindahan mo, kumbaga, may pinupuntahan ka lagi. Then, notice mo na wala sila masyadong strong online presence. And then you're an aspiring social media manager. You might want to ask sino ang manager dito or sino yung parang stakeholder. Then you can offer something. Right? So that's it. You can try your marketing skills, and what's the worst that could happen? Walang mangyari, di ba? Walang kukuha sa'yo, then that's fine. Di ba? So balik ka ulit dun sa first examples namin, paano to get clients. All right, so that's step number 6.
Okay, so after applying those tips we mentioned earlier, the most important tip that we could give you is to never stop learning. So before we were students of law, now we are students of life. So if your goal in creating a freelance side hustle is to free you from your full-time job and have a sustainable income being your own boss, then you should continue upskilling. So you need to be an expert not only in your skills, but also in selling yourself and finding clients and even managing your own time. So never stop learning because life is an art and make it your masterpiece.
So yeah, tama si Candice, guys. When we started freelancing, we committed ourselves to be a lifelong learner. Di ba, Candice? So the learning never stops. Di ba? So there are a lot of changes na nangyayari sa internet. So kailangan maging adaptive ka doon. So you need to learn. And learning is also a form of being humble din, di ba? Na you must have the humility din. Na hindi ibig sabihin na super expert ka na, super freelancer ka na, then woo, hindi ka talaga sa taas. Diba, Candice?
We need to keep up also with the changes. So we need to innovate ourselves as well every day.
Yeah, that's true. As we've said earlier, you please watch or listen to the season 1, episode 1, which is the original version of this episode. Please listen to that one. So yeah, our 7 tips is actually, first, define your goals. Second is you have to identify your skills and your profitable niche. Next is build your own website if you can, and showcase your portfolio. Next is market yourself as well as the skills and services you can provide. Fifth, be a networker, not a loner. 6 is choose your first clients carefully. And 7 is never stop learning. So that's it, guys, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast.
If you enjoyed it, please take a second to leave a review over Apple Podcasts.
And be sure to check out our courses at A&D Creative Lab.
You can find our courses at articleanddesign.com and go to the Creative Lab.
You can also join our Facebook group, Article and Design, Super Freelancers PH.
Oh, be part of our 1 million mission, transforming 1 million Filipino freelancers into super freelancers. See ya!
This episode is brought to you by Labada Master. If you hate doing your laundry, Labada Master loves it. Located at Apacon in front of Energy Park in Tagum City. For more info, check out labadamastertagum.com or visit their Facebook page, Labada Master.